far as my recollection goes, I remember turning 1 year old. I remember a large table in front of me, like you're in front of me today, a large table, wide, this really wide table. I guess it, like the church tables, and I remember the tables going so far back down. I believe I was somewhere like maybe Turtleback Zoo, and I believe being that small, I recall other parties there. So in my mind, at 1 year old, I was wondering whose birthday was it, and then I remember a cake being brought out, and I remember them lighting the candle, and they lit one candle, and 'cause I don't think they had the number candles yet, so the one single candle they had that, and they started singing "Happy Birthday to you." So I was listening to my family sing "Happy Birthday" to me at 1 year old. And then for some reason I took notice of the candle itself, the actual fire on top of the candle. On top of the candle, the fire turned orange and red orange and blue. And it looked like it was kind of dancing like from side to side, and only the way that a flickering fire can. It was just amazing to my ear. It was amazing to my eyes. So when it got to the part of blowing out the candle, I didn't want the candle to blow out because I was fascinated by what I was looking at. It was turning orange, red orange, and blue. I didn't want it to stop, you know? Different ambers of colors. And when they said blow out your candles, I was like, oh, but I wouldn't let the air go up my mouth. So somebody blew my candle out, and then I began to cry. 1 year old, I remember that, and then I get picked on because I don't remember everything at every age of my life, but I remember 1 year old, and then my memory goes into I want to say 4, 5 years old, playing outside. We were living in an apartment, and all the kids played outside in the front, and there was just a walkway we had. It was a gang of kids that was outside. I was one of them. And while we were playing, I can't fault find the parents. I don't know, but we're playing up and down the street. I'm in the street. I'm on the sidewalk, and the parents are allowing the kids to play, and then every so often when we see the bikes come by, the kids that are playing like me supposed to move to the side. So for some reason I got in my head that I wasn't going to move when the bike came, because I was playing Wonder Woman. So I don't know what happened. The kid said, "Move, move." And I said, "No, I'm not moving. I'm Wonder Woman or whatever I was doing." And I believe that the kid wasn't going to stop. I didn't know that, but I believe that was the first time I saw an angel as a little kid. I believe that was the first time when that whole collision of the bike. After that, I remember getting in trouble, but I didn't get in trouble. I was maybe around the same age, maybe a little older. They did have to bring me inside after that. I guess that I got hit, but I remember seeing an angel that day. And after that, I remember my dad telling me and my brother that we couldn't have ice cream off the ice cream truck, you know. And we said, "Okay, Daddy." And I remember my daddy telling me, not to. I was such a mess. I was the cutest little thing. God knows. I said, "Okay, Daddy." I was just adorable, and I meant it. And so our neighbors' kids had convinced us, we played with, that if we go in the backyard, because they got ice cream off the truck, if we go in the backyard, my dad wouldn't see us, and so we can have some of the ice cream. And so, what was it? My brother decided to take a bite, and then they asked me if I wanted some, and I said no. I was a little suchy much. I was a goody two-shoe there. So for some reason, our dad calls us in. So he asks us, "Did you have ice cream?" And my brother said, "No, Daddy did." So he got a whooping. And then he asked me, "Did I have ice cream?" And I said, "No, Daddy." And then I was allowed to go back outside. I remember, he's gonna hate that. I remember, my memory goes back. Need a little bit of water. I remember my memory chiming in at the age of, excuse me, I'll say 6 years old. 6 years old. Yeah, because where I lived, my mother allowed me to walk to my school. My mother, and incidentally, my mother had me at the age of 19. I was 9 pounds and 10 ounces. Pretty fun pregnancy. My daddy said that my mom had all the food in the bed. I said, "What did you eat when you were carrying me?" I don't know what that is. I believe she said she had barbecue chips and orange soda. I'm like, well, there you go. I like that very much, highly. All the food and cookies in the bed, is all that was going on. So I remember around 6 years old, what is it? I want to talk about the backyard story, but I'm going to talk about this one. I remember walking to school. Oh boy, this is when I started being a little mess. We had 2 pets, and because I was genius, we named our black cat Blackie. And I don't know how my mom convinced my dad to get us another pet. We had a black cat and a black dog, but he didn't stay with us. But what I'm getting at is, I decided to take Blackie, my black cat, with these yellow eyes, like yellow green. They are black cats, beautiful. Her hair looked like it was mink. And so I decided to take Blackie to school. Like, I was going to take Blackie to school, and I was going to go to school inside the building, and she's going to wait for me, and I was going to bring her home. Well, there was a place on our street that we said that a witch lived there. And it seemed like Blackie was fine while she was with me. But then once I left her, she went wherever she wanted to go, And I want to cry for my cat. She's sweet. She's a sweet cat to me. Sweet, love her. I want her to wait for me, but she was an animal. I didn't realize it. The cat's not gonna wait for you when you get out of school. Cat, you leave me out in the wild. I'm gonna go where I gotta go. So I remember calling at my brother saying that he saw Blackie, and she hissed at him. So that was it. That was it with the cat. Don't take your pets to school, kids. Or hopefully, as the pandemic leaves, don't ever take your pet to school. Things will not be the same. Let's see. Now I'm going back again, recalling, still age 6, and I was playing in the backyard. I like this memory, and I always played in the backyard. I didn't have to always have someone play with me. I go in the backyard. We lived in a apartment house that had 3 or 4 levels, and I think we lived on level, because we had to go up the steps to get there. We lived on level, we might have been apartment 2. Anyway, we can go up the stairs through the front of the house, and then to go outside, we can go, looks like between the bedrooms there was another door, and you can go down the steps, and then we had a screen door, and then I can go in the backyard. So I didn't never need anybody to play with me at this age. No, as long as I had my dolls with me, I was good. So I asked my mom, "Can I go play in the backyard?" I must have done this several times in my life while we lived there. And my mom said, "Yeah." And so I took my dolls, and I remember going down the steps and playing in the backyard. And I usually go in the backyard and do cartwheels and splits, and it was great. But apparently, this day, Sister Dukes made a mistake in how she was doing her cartwheel, because it seemed like once I did my cartwheel, I kind of landed a certain kind of way, and it felt I remember recalling a crunch in my neck, and it scared me so bad. And I believe that day I saw an angel again, and I saw the bottom half of the angel, like the feet, and maybe up to the knee and maybe the arm. You know how you stand and your feet are here, and then you go up, and the calves and the knees, and then maybe the hand. But I never told my mother what happened in the backyard, and I almost want to cry about it a little bit. I never told her what happened, and I remember her asking me if I wanted to go in the back and play, and I remember telling her no. Here's another memory I really like. Same apartment place, and I was gonna go play, and I was gonna go play outside, and I noticed the table. I always knew it was this table, fold up metal table, and I was kind of wondering why it was back there. So this day I decided it's very small. It looked like small as I was, I could handle taking the table. It was foldable. It was metal, and it looked like once you take it downstairs and open it up, and then take the flap and go like that, I could sit my dolls on that. So I started to go play outside, maybe before the neck, I don't know, but I remember maybe it was before. And I remember asking my mom, can I bring the table with me so I can sit my dolls on it? And I remember my mother said, table, what table? And I said, well, right here, that table right there. And my mother said, oh no, you can't use that table. And I said, why? And she said, well, that's the table that my grandmother, late grandmother, used to take out in front of the storefront church, and her and her sister, not sister as in sister, but sister of the church, would stand in front of the storefront church, and while people went past, they would talk about the Lord and preach and use it. But that's what mother said she would, they go in the front, she used the table to preach it with it. I'm not sure why it was at the house, but okay. Maybe she didn't have room for it in her place. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, she said, oh no, you can't use that. Yeah, that's what your grandmother used it for. And I thought, wow, I thought in my heart, I said, that's what I want to do. I didn't know what I was saying. I was just a child. I just thought I just want to do exactly what my grandmother was doing. Let's see, what else memories do we have? I remember going to church. Yeah. I remember getting tired because I was little. And I remember we was at a certain church. It might have been called Way of the Cross. And I remember the man, the pastor, having this beautiful white hair. Let's see. Oh, this is good. I could bring this too. This is good. I'm trying to show you what it looked like. To me, I think this is a better rendition. I think his hair looked more like this. It was very white, like this cotton. And sit that back. And he was very nice to me, very nice. It must have been the second service, because whenever they brought food from home, we knew that we would have to, if my parents ever brought food, that means we would have to stay, because from morning service it would go into night service, after evening service. And so I'm recording, so vlogging, so bad. Oh, come on, all that noise. So let's see. We had to stay after because they brought food. I knew it was time to stay. We were going to stay there most of the day. And when the pastor was preaching, there was a sternness because the Spirit of the Lord was using him. And then afterwards, all kind. It was nothing that was mean. I didn't know because you're stirring because the Spirit of the Lord is using you. But then after church, he's a very kind man, and I believe I recall his wife, and they were very nice people. Blessed that my folks always kept me around beautiful, kind church people. My parents weren't. I mean, they loved God, but didn't always, walk it out because they had that center side where they listened to this music and that music and da 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 da. So there's that. But they kept myself and my oldest brother. It was only two of us because the next sibling was way younger, an infant. They kept us in church, I remember the late Elder Grant, nice man, very kind man, kind wife. But I just thank God for being with me through my life as I get ready to turn 50 years old. I just thank God for the precious memories. I mean, the movie The Wizard of Oz is beautiful, and the movie Alice in Wonderland, is awesome. But I thank God for this life, because I want to say my life. I thank God for this life story He's given me, because it's filled with the most wonderful, exciting characters that you can find. I don't think you can find them in a book unless Sister Dukes writes it. Let's see, where do we want to go now? I remember because we had a little store where I lived up north, and at the time, a quarter for 25 cents, you could get depending on the cookie, because they had boxes and boxes of cookies. Now I'm wondering where they get these cookies from, but it was just something they had. For 25 cents, you can get 25 cookies because all the cookies were a penny each. And I'm giggling because I'm thinking with 35 cents, I should be able to get the whole store. So I go in there with my little money, because by this time I'm 6, 7 years old, because the store wasn't far, So it's far enough, but they didn't worry back on the street I lived on about the kids, because everyone, and I do this today. They look out for the children, so you can walk up down the street with no big deal, So I go in there thinking I was doing something. If I had more money, but anyway, I had like 35 cents. So instead of getting cookies, because I saw the other kids doing it, so I thought I'm gonna be a big kid too. So I went into the refrigerator at the store and I got a soda and something else. And then the man said whatever the price was, and I put that big quarter and dime down. And I thought I was gonna walk out. The other kids looked at my money and laughed. I'm like, you don't have enough money for that, honey. You only have 35 cents. And I'm like, what does that mean? I used to come in here, no big deal, but now it's a big deal. She's like, you want some candy? Because, we have penny candy and penny cookies and, so she hooked me up, 25 cents worth of cookies, candy, and the kids got a big laugh at me. But I didn't know. I thought I knew the value of money. I didn't know. Let's see, what else do I remember? Oh gosh, not a great memory. I got in trouble. Let's see, 6, 7 years old, and I don't know what got into me. My parents had gave me my own room. My room was beautiful. It was painted pink, and I don't know what got into me this day. I decided, actually, I think another kid might have told me that's what they did, and then I tried it at home. Got a spanking. I proceeded to write on these beautiful pink walls my parents painted for me, my first name and my maiden name all over the walls, because I was going to show them something. Well, they showed me something that day, and after that day, I didn't do it again. I also did one more thing. I don't know why, but you got to pray for your kids, because, things be going on. I thought it would be funny. Not funny. I thought it would be funny. Let's see. No, this wasn't. I'm thinking it wasn't on purpose, but after a while, I thought it was funny. So we were playing hide and seek, and so that whenever we played hide and seek where I lived, they would always find me, and I thought that I'll get the best hiding. I'll be the winner because I'll go hide instead of hiding outside like all the other kids around the cars and stuff. I will hide under my bed. Well, that wasn't good because they were looking. It went from hide and go seek to look for Lisa. I can't find Lisa. I'm under the bed. I'm gonna win this thing. I'm gonna win it under my bed. So I had to laugh. So they went from once my parents. I heard the worried sound in my parents. I came out from under that bed because they were like, oh, did you look here for her? Did you look there for her? Yeah, I looked here and there and all these other places, and I can't find her. And then it got to the point I could hear the worry in my mother's voice. So then I was like, no, 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 here I am, Mom. Here I am, Mom. I'm right here, right here. I was just playing hide and go seek. I didn't want to get in trouble. She's like, I was looking for you. We about to call the police. Oh, gosh. Oh, here's a silly one because I'm your girl, right? My daddy took me and my siblings, to get some sneakers and things of that nature. I've done this at least maybe twice in my life. I don't know. But anyway, there were some sneakers, and my dad wanted to take us to get sneakers. And I saw these sneakers, but the problem was the sneakers were my size, but I liked them so much. Yeah, I did this at least twice. So I got the sneakers. I was not no size. I had a big foot as a child, but I think it might have been a size 6. I was trying to make like it was my size, and it wasn't. It were beautiful black sneakers with different color flowers on them. The material had to be like cotton material. I want to say canvas, but whatever it was something you could throw in a washing machine. So I'm walking in these sneakers, and after a while, my father see how I'm walking, because I don't understand when you lie about a shoe and you're wearing it on your foot and it hurts your foot. You're gonna walk like it hurts your foot because it hurts your foot. And my father looked at me and said, "What's wrong with you? Why are you walking like this?" Oh no, I'm good, Daddy. I'm just lying through it. He said, "You walking like your feet are hurting." Oh Lord. And they were. And I told them that I wanted these shoes, but they didn't have my size. Said, that's not what you do. You don't do that. You don't get shoes. That's not your size and wear them anyway. Yeah, women do that today. Second time I did it, it was my grandmother, my late grandmother. And she had these beautiful, we always stopped at different places, and different places would sell things. And it was a yard sale to my recollection. There were black patent leather shoes, high heel, and at the back of the shoe, the heel of it, it looked like wings, like kind of like wings, white wings. So black with white wings. And the shoes were awesome. And I wanted to get the shoes because I wanted to impress this woman I looked up to at church. Again, when you get a shoe that don't fit your foot, you're going to walk like your feet hurt. It wasn't for long. But what I would do with those shoes were, because I really looked up to this woman in church. We currently go there today. She's since passed away. But young woman, beautiful, wonderful woman. But I wanted to, because I wasn't saved yet, but I wanted to shout like this sister, the sister Yvonne. And I would practice it. And like I said, when it was time for church, Grandma would be like, grab the shoes, because my grandmother was born in the 30s, so grab the shoes, go to church. But as I said before, if you buy a shoe that's not your size, you're gonna walk like your foot hurts, and it did hurt. So she realized that those shoes, like I think she might have said, "Give me them shoes," because these shoes don't fit you. You lied. I lied about it because I wanted the shoe. That's not what you do. You don't. You don't lie about the shoe. Let's see. Going back, so I would go further, but we'll see. I'm going to have to remember everything I talked about today. But I'm talking about the ages between 1 and 7 years old. And let's see, at a certain time, my parents had to move from where we lived to another place because where we lived had a public pool, and we would always like turn different shades of brown because we're standing with all these other people to get in the public pool. And we always turn really brown in the summer, just waiting for those people to finish playing and swimming in the pool so they can do whatever they have to do to get the pool for the next set of people to come in and, enjoy. And I thank God for keeping me because, somehow or another, I was in there and underwater, and I've been underwater a few times. And when I try to get up from under the water, there was somebody near me or about to sit on me or whatever. And thank God for pulling me through those times. Thank God for keeping me during those times in my life. The same apartment where, my neck like the broke. I remember our dog, not our dog, our landlord's dog got out. And yeah, that wasn't a good moment because I had to run from the dog. My dad don't play them games. He's born in the 30s as well. And he went to go get his baseball bat. He's going to shut it down that day, you know. I hid behind my brother or a relative, somebody, to get away from this dog because I was really trying to get away from him. Let's see. Anything else I want to tell you? I'm trying to think. Let's see. I don't know. We'll get into it as I'm led. But I do remember being a naughty child. I was really sweet when I was younger, but I was very naughty after a while and mean. That my dad always noticed how mean I was and what I loved my toys, but then I would find pins and stick needles in them. Like, what in the world? My grandmother caught me doing that. She said, "Do you want me to stick a needle in your eye? You sticking a needle in the eye and the nose? You want me to do that to you?" No, Grandma. Because my late grandmother said, I'll put some sport on you. Or her regular tagline is, "I'll whoop you till you pee and doo-doo." And she would, I don't know well, she was definitely a cotton picker. So her and my dad, they should show somebody how to spank people. Because once they gave us a spanking, we ain't never did it again. We was good as gold. There was two people who didn't want to spank him by. My late grandmother and my dad. You don't want to do it. Oh, speaking of my dad, I think in fourth grade, I hardly ever got in trouble. There was stuff I was doing, but in fourth grade, I finally got a bad report card. So it wasn't the letter D you would get in trouble. You would get in trouble for the letter N. So N is like incomplete, like you didn't do it, yada. So I got in my head, your girl got in her head, I'm going to rip my card up to, it's like confetti. So my dad won't be able to read it. I got a spanking. I think you got a spanking when your breakfast is your dinner. No, yeah, I said it right. And I got in trouble for that. That was a mess. But I hope to talk to you soon again about more memories. And I hope you enjoyed hearing a little bit of my shenanigans as I get ready to turn 50 years old next week.